Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Shady from the Ultimate Guide Group, your go-to place for all things adulting. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and let's get started. So today, as you can probably tell from the title, I wanted to do like a bit of a reset for you to work out how it is that you plan your goals, how it is that you plan your year and all of that kind of stuff, and how basically I'm doing that for 2023. I think the first thing to do whenever it is that you're planning goals for a new period, a new time frame, is to look at the goals that you set for the previous time period or the previous time frame, reflect on those and see where you could have improved, see the things that you were able to tick off, all of that kind of stuff. So I think first and foremost, let's go through 2022 and see how I performed in 2022. For each of the goals that I set for any time period, I kind of like to break them down into 8 different kind of topics, subcategories, and they're all on my phone, which is why I'm looking at my phone. So the first one is health and fitness. The second one is relationships. The third one is career, the fourth one is business, the fifth one is property, the sixth one is finances, the seventh one is travel and adventure, and then the last one is like spirituality, self-care, all of that kind of stuff. For health and fitness, I basically didn't tick off any of the stuff that I wanted to tick off, and so I rated myself 2 out of 10. For relationships, I had like 3 main goals that I wanted to achieve. I achieved one of those, and so I rated myself a 5 out of 10. But there were loads of things that were happening last year within my family, and I was really present for that kind of stuff. And so I'm glad that I kind of changed direction in that sense. Then for my career, I had 5 goals, and I ticked off one of those goals. And I gave myself a 5 out of 10, not because I didn't achieve, really I only achieved 1 out of 5 goals, but my goals changed as the year went on, and I realized that I was moving towards very successfully different goals. So that's why I gave myself 5 out of 10. For business, so like my side hustles, other income streams and stuff, I gave myself a 4 out of 10. I don't think I hit any of the goals, didn't hit any of the goals that I set, but again, as the year moved on, I set myself different goals, and I was kind of happy with where we were moving in that new direction. For property, I gave myself a 6 out of 10, and that's because I had 2 goals out of the 5 that I achieved. So I gave myself a 6 out of 10, and I'm quite happy with where I am with my property portfolio right now. My finances, they weren't bad, but they were great. So I gave myself a 3 out of 10. I didn't achieve any of the goals, and those are the goals that basically were the same, but I gave myself 3 out of 10 even though I didn't achieve any of those goals. For travel and adventure, I set myself some really heavy goals, and I achieved 4 out of 9. So I gave myself a 7 out of 10. I had really good trips, but I needed to do more of them and in less big chunks, if that makes sense. So rather than doing 2.5 weeks of a break, do like more weekend trips, more like a couple of day trips, rather than like going full out and doing 2.5 weeks, because it doesn't work with the job that I do. It doesn't work also with the way that I'm programmed. And then for my spirituality, I didn't do any of that. And like self-care and stuff, I didn't hit any of those goals, and I rated myself a 4 out of 10. Now that I've kind of done the reflection and seen what I basically did for the year before and how I kind of felt I achieved and what I did and all of that kind of stuff, the best thing to then move on to is to work out basically how it is I'm setting myself up for the next year. And actually I decided to completely change the way that I was goal setting, the way that I was moving through what I do day to day, by virtue of me reading Atomic Habits by James Clear, and then also the 12-week year. And they helped me understand that planning for a year actually is quite a lot, and people always overestimate what they can achieve in a year but underestimate what they can achieve in a week or a day or a month, because it's more of a tangible time frame. In a year you're going to be like, I'm going to lose like 15 pounds or I'm going to lose 15 kg. So when you're like, okay cool, so in order for you to hit that, you need to lose like more than a kg per month, and people are like, well, I don't know if I can do that. And you start to really analyze what it is you can actually achieve in that time frame. Goal setting I felt really helpful, and if you haven't yet listened to or read the 12-week year, I highly recommend and I strongly suggest that you do so. I'll leave a link to it but in essence it basically says that rather than planning in 12 months, plan in 12 weeks. So just be like, okay cool, taking each of those different buckets that I mentioned. What would you like to achieve in 12 weeks time? Don't take it as quarters, take it as 12 weeks time. And then list out each of those separate goals within those different buckets, and then have a break after those 12 weeks and then reset. So I'm planning my holidays and my breaks around those 12-week spans, and then after those 12 weeks are done, I'll then go into another break and do another 12 weeks. And that's basically how I'm setting up my goals for the rest of this year, which is really just 12 weeks. The reason why Atomic Habits was super important, because it basically describes how it is that you take your goals, make them into habits and systems for you to be able to achieve those goals. To start off with, I'm going to run through each of the goals I want to achieve in this year, so this 12-week period. The ones that I'm happy to disclose, there's some things that I'm just not happy to disclose at this moment in time. And then I'm looking at the habits that I'm putting in place to basically put those into practice and able to achieve my goals. And those habits I'll talk about a bit later, but let's go through the goals, work out what it is I'm looking to achieve for this 12-week period. So for health and fitness, I would like to exercise 5 times a week. I would like to do 10 minutes of Pilates each day. I want to purchase fitness type watch so that I'm tracking my steps. I want to purchase a walking pad. I want to walk at least 10,000 steps a day, and I would like to do intermittent fasting. Then relationships, I want to go to at least 8 therapy sessions in this year, 12 weeks. I want to have signed up to BetterHelp. I want to respond to my WhatsApps daily and like set out times to be able to do that. I want to send a voice note or message 8 random people, and I want to have attended 2 networking sessions. Then for my career, I'm going to tell you all of this stuff because it's kind of a bit personal to me and my career. I want to have drafted this article and I'm almost done with it actually. I should have it done by tomorrow. Then I want to create a guide. I want to create a guide for a particular type of law that's coming into effect in June of this year. I want to follow up with some business development contacts. A partner gave me a task and I need to follow up on that. Then I'm following up with people at this new platform that I'm looking to create. Then in terms of business, I want to publish 12 YouTube videos. I want to instruct a personal assistant to help with my Instagram posts. 1,000 Instagram followers. So if you're watching this video, please go and subscribe to our Instagram, which is The Ultimate Guide Group. And I want to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of this year. So if you're watching this video, subscribe and tell your mum and your sisters and your brothers and whoever it is to subscribe as well. In terms of property, I want to have my Essex home rented. I want to have moved into my Battersea house, and hopefully you can see that I am in my Battersea house. So that's one thing I can tick off of my list, which is super cool to see. Definitely go and watch this video, which is the apartment tour for this flat. I want to have gone on 3 viewings for the property I'm looking to purchase for next year. And then a house that I have in another part of the world, I want to have laid the foundations for that house. Then finances, I want to look at my budget every day. I haven't done that. And I want to read 3 finance books. I want to reach out to my old school about updating their curriculum. And I want to have generated £1,000 in profits from my business. Then travel and adventure, I'm going to Austria from the 23rd to the 6th of March. I want to go for a weekend getaway next weekend, which is going to happen. That's all done and I'm quite happy with where we are with that. And then in terms of spirituality and self-care, I want to journal every single day, which I've been doing. I think there's maybe like 3 or 4 days that I haven't journaled, so I'm happy with that. I want to volunteer. So if you guys have any charities that you would suggest, I want something that's kind of focused on social mobility. Social mobility is a big thing for me. It's girls' health, like sex education. If you have any charities that you would suggest me looking at, please do leave them in the comment section down below. I want to have attended 2 conferences in the area of law that I'm really looking to branch into. I want to work on at least 1 renewable energy project because it's something that I really care about. I want to be more connected with my chi, so my spirit, the person that guides me, and get into the habit of writing down all of the dreams that I have so that I'm able to remember them. I think that's kind of like my chi trying to connect with me. These are the goals for the 12 weeks for the year. When I take into account all of the goals that I want to achieve for that year, right, for the 12 weeks, and then look at it as to how it is I'm looking to achieve those goals for the month. So I'm looking at the year, which is like 12 weeks, and then I'm breaking it down even further into 4 weeks and being like, what is it that I can achieve in those 4 weeks that will get me closer to achieving those goals in the 12 weeks. So there are 5 habits that I need to do each day to make sure that I hit my goals. So the first one is to wake up early, and the definition of early may be different for you, but for me it's 5:30. I wake up at 5:30. I then get ready to leave my house at 5:45 and get to my exercise class at 6. The second habit is for me to move my body at least 45 minutes each day. That normally is a HIIT exercise class or Pilates. The next habit that I have is a habit tracker. So I run through my habit tracker, but basically it just runs through all of the habits that I need to be able to hit my goals. Then I have my goal tracker. So all of those goals that I mentioned for January, I run through each of those and work out how I'm going to put that into my to-do list. So I write my to-do list as I'm writing down my goals. And then the last thing is that I journal, and I make sure that I journal every single day. My journal prompts are super easy. I'll have a free downloadable PDF in case you want it. And because I always end my journaling with an affirmation, I'm going to end this video with an affirmation, which is, you deserve greatness. Make sure that you achieve it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribed, like this video, share it with anybody who might find it useful. Follow us on Instagram and on TikTok, and I'll see you next time. Bye.